Well, hello and welcome to another out of spec either bits or renew video, not sure which yet, but this behind me is a 2011 Zero MXD, which is a very early version of Zero Motorcycles, kind of dirt bike, but also street legal with some taillights and stuff like that on it. This is from the Bonnie collection, where we got a whole bunch of like Ranger EVs and RAV4 EVs in Tennessee. And that whole story, if you want to see what I'm talking about, will be linked in the description below. And basically what I want to get to with this, and the gist of this, is that's from that collection. This does not work right now. We think the battery may have just flattened out and been dead for too long, essentially. But I don't have any real idea, and I'm getting ready to start breaking this down. I want to take the pack out and see if there's any voltage in it. I want to see what's going on here, because if you guys take a look, we've got some wiring that does not seem quite factory, and I think the guy that had this, that was modifying it, did some things to it that aren't quite factory, and there's a few little things that I've got to basically figure out. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this video. And I was told by Kyle, if I get this running, I can have it around the track with all these dirt bike trails. So I'm excited to get this going. Well, after digging a little more, I have some fantastic news. I undid this Anderson plug, which goes to the actual controller, and did the other end, which is coming from the battery, and we have 51.44 volts, which is amazing, because this is about a 55-ish volt architecture on these older Zeros, which means this battery is right within spec to be good. So as long as we don't have any weird anomalies or something in there, this actually should be perfectly good, which is awesome, because this was going to be the most complex and expensive part to deal with. Otherwise, we have a BMS that we can communicate with that's not just a OEM locked up one that's hard to communicate with, and hopefully it looks like a working battery. So what we really need to figure out now is some of this odd wiring that he did. And other than that, the only thing I know is common is these little contactors in here can be known to kind of get stuck shut and stuff like that, so we could check some of that out. Or even, really, I'm kind of wondering about some of this low voltage stuff. So coming in here to the key switch and all that, not actually turning on. So I'm gonna keep digging, but that is awesome news. Well guys, I have some pretty exciting news. So far, this has been the easiest fix of anything I've ever done. I thought a lot more was gonna be wrong, but so far, we're about to see. Now, I haven't completely tested this yet, and I may not be doing this properly, so don't follow it home. I'll explain in just a minute if it all works. Let's get started. Okay, that's one fuse, and that's the other fuse. Now, we have power to low voltage and to, it looks like the high voltage, but I've got to check really quickly. So we've got the key in the on position. I think everything else is good. We have freaking blinkers that all work. Then you press, oh, press for off, very nice. Now I have it in its low power mode, and I think the kickstand has to be up to move. Yeah, I'm getting a triangle exclamation mark thing. Let's see if when I put the kickstand up, if that changes anything. Again, I have not done this yet, so. Yeah, we're not getting any power. But, yeah, we're getting some kind of error. And there are still some connections in here that I wanted to try to fix or change, because I'm not completely sure where all of it goes, and I need to make sure of that. But this is exciting. The motor controller here has powered on, and it shows a green icon, and I did hear the contactor click, so most things are working. So let me show you what I did. Now I want to preface all that I just did here and explain. Now I've been looking at where all the wires are running. There's some new stuff and things that this battery pack was changed over with a new controller, so I think he added some stuff going on here. But what I do know so far is this little junction was a jumper, which turned out to be a fuse box. Now, I don't know the rating for these fuses. I know everybody scream at me in the comments. I had some 5 amp fuses, that's what I used. And the fuses are meant to protect the wires. Generally, these wires should be able to handle 5 amps for a little while. I'm not running anything extreme. I am paying close attention to everything. This is really just to get a proof of concept and get it up and running. We do have this blinking, and then obviously it's not giving me a clear readout on my battery. That may also be because this is a whole new battery system and battery management system that's not going to communicate with the original display. But I'm not 100% certain. I'm going to keep messing around. This is huge news though. The battery is good. Most of our parts are good, but there's probably some other little things going on. Or we could have anything down here with motor related and other issues. But it seems like there's probably just a few other things I need to figure out. This was added. This is a push button. But it doesn't really go anywhere, and it's not clear as of where it would go. This seemed to be the original piece because it looked like it was crimped down onto something, but I'm like, there's nowhere here within reach for it to really go. So I got to mess around with that and start figuring that out. I have worked on many things in my life, and I have never seen something just work. My assumption here is, for some reason, even when you turn it off and you have the kill switch and all this, it just stays on. So my assumption is, for whatever reason this didn't work or had broken off, you just pull the fuses to turn it off, I guess, is what had happened. But if we get on the bike, pull this up, put her in drive, Terry, we are moving under our own power. That is insane. I think this bike has worked all along this whole time. So all I need to do, I'm going to try to put some stuff together, maybe put air in the tires. And again, all of this is not necessarily the right amperage, so I'm not going to go too crazy, but I want to just take it a lap around of just success.
We are filming.
All right, well, we're going to try our first test drive. We've got things strapped together enough to move, and I got some air in the tires, so let's see, we're on. Should we run headlights? Why not? We're going to run headlights. Got our... And what is that? Flashing high beams?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. So, it moves. It is a little jumpy off the line, but this is a brushed motor, so I don't know how that's going to be different. Yeah, it's got a little torquiness to it. Start out slow, get some maneuvering. Holy crap. Oh, it is, it is jumpy. Or it's cutting out, I can't tell. Let's see. Yeah, throttle is definitely a little weird feeling, but it's, if you let off and coast, you've really got to get back into it before it turns back on. Yeah, they work. The front brakes I had earlier. And we'll try rear. Oh yeah. Things feel pretty solid. That is nice. Yeah, maybe it's the way a brushed motor works, but I have to get like halfway back in the throttle for it to like start back up. It's just weird. Now that was level 1. I'm gonna try level 2. I don't know what this is gonna do. We'll see. I don't know if that does anything now or not. Maybe he took that off with the when he changed the BMS system. This is wild. I don't know if this is actually like the full power or not, because it doesn't feel all of that fast once you get moving.
Is that wide open?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty slow.
I don't know if this, see this one, level 1 and 2 is, I think, original, and I don't think that's hooked up, or maybe it's not. Huh.
Dude, I can't believe it runs though.
Yeah, I'm excited just to have it running. That is
I mean, we don't
sick.
even know totally the charge level, do we?
That is true, but, well, I think we do have a good, it's like 51.5 volts, or 50-ish, somewhere around.
But do we know
and it
the
was,
actual max voltage?
I know it wasn't more than 55 or 60 on the original, so all the operational stuff is supposed to be pretty close to that. It wouldn't be, it should be fairly charged, but I'll have to play with it and see, because that's, yeah, I would have thought there was a little more power. My little Ego mini bike's got pretty about what that is, at least once it's moving. But I don't know.
Let's watch it again.
We'll see from a stop. No, it's a little slow with that. Yeah, I would have thought there was a little more torque initially. He's very snappy. Yeah, these were rated for like 55 miles an hour, and I don't know if it would do that. Huh.
Might need some upgrades.
Yeah, I thought if it looks like the motor controller is original and the motor, so I'm thinking why would that be unless this battery is just not rated or not pulling. Or if there's weak cells still, you could have something. I'd love to see what the voltage is actually doing when we're under load and kind of seeing what's happening. Huh.
But
we'll have to play around with it. Hell yeah, I'm happy. That is a lot less work, at least, to get something going. We thought a whole battery rebuild was going to be the idea, so seeing that it's moving and we've got all our major components are there and working is amazing. So I am very, very excited. Well, guys, we got it up and running way sooner than I thought we would, and that's pretty much it for this Out of Spec Bits. It's a Bits video. A new video, and we will see you in another one soon.
Rip it.